Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here, guys, on my lovely day off. And today I will be talking about the latest Maison Francis Kurkdjian fragrance that has a very interesting name and an interesting concept, very ambiguous notes, and I got to wear this fragrance a lot. Actually, this sample is pretty much done, so I cannot wait to give you guys my no hype breakdown on this latest MFK fragrance. Let's go. Now, before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys. Okay, liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel as we head towards 25,000 subscribers. So please continue all your support, guys. Deep dive into my over 800 no hype videos. I've got a lot of them, and I have a lot of really interesting ones upcoming. So please continue all your support. Thank you very much. And the fragrance that I will be talking about today is none other than the latest Maison Francis Kurkdjian fragrance for 2025. This is none other than MFK Kurky. Yes, MFK Kurky, guys. And as you can see, this is the official sample right here. And the man I gotta thank for sending this over is my man Bernie, who is, my Creed guy. He's also my Nordstrom guy. And you know, since he's pretty much a big guy in that division, he does handle a lot of the perfumes and the brands, so he gets them ahead of time, sends them over real quickly for me to try it. Now, if you want to thank Bernie as well, please follow him on Instagram. And if you have any Nordstrom purchasing needs on fragrances, he's the man to talk to. He does give a lot of samples as well. If you want to try stuff, hit Bernie up. Again, thank you very much, Bernie. Okay, so let's talk about this fragrance right here. This fragrance comes from a house that is very popular. No matter what they release, this house, Francis Kurkdjian, really built, has a lot of fans. And a lot of fans really are here awaiting what this fragrance is like. Now, concept-wise, this is a very interesting concept. This Kurky is actually named after Francis Kurkdjian's nickname when he was younger, in his youth. And this is quite common actually, even in the Filipino culture. I remember when I was in grade school and high school, some kids were actually, there were nicknames that were born out of their last names instead of their first names. Okay, so this whole thing with Kurky is actually not new to me. I've heard it a lot. At least our versions when I was in grade school and high school. And then on top of the interesting name, guys, this concept of Kurky is also about Kurkdjian's youth. So it's also about bringing you back to your youth, memories of your youth, and that is why there's an apparent tutti frutti accord in this fragrance. So that is all quite interesting, guys. And of course, they're pretty ambiguous too about the notes of Kurky right here. Now, of course, guys, I know that you are all here for the execution. What is this fragrance gonna be like? And if you've seen early feedback on Kurky, you've probably seen all this stuff about the performance of Kurky being horrendous. All right, so I will debunk that hearsay right here, and I will give you guys a full breakdown of this fragrance right here. Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay guys, now let's talk about this fragrance right here, the latest Maison Francis Kurkdjian fragrance for 2025. This is Kurky right here. Now, the one thing you gotta know about Kurky, I'm gonna tell you guys from the get-go, is that this is a musky fragrance. It's a musk dominant fragrance. No surprise right here. Not sure if people, doing research, or the companies doing research, are coming out with this whole deal that musk is something that women love, because I'm pretty sure the last few femme fragrances that I've reviewed, all musky. All right, now this one right here, the type of musk that you will get from the get-go is pretty much like cashmere musk. Okay, comfortable, feels like a cashmere sweater or cardigan, soft and comforting. All right, that is the cashmere that you will get, the musk rather, that you will get from the intro of this fragrance right here. Now, what accompanies this musk is peach. All right, and peach is usually like a warming type of note, like a fruity type of note, also used in elegant perfumes. And the appearance of the peach right here is very, very low key. All right, the cashmere musks definitely dominate the airspace, and then slowly but surely you have a soft fruity peach stand out here. slowly creep up to the surface, and then it's now going to be a unison of the musks and the peach. That is basically the intro of Kurky right here. Now, the interesting thing right here is how I interpreted it, because really when I thought about this fragrance, it's about, and I can read it right here, it says here it's about being carefree and youthful and stuff like that. But when you have cashmere musk and peach, I mean, my first impression is that's not youthful, okay? I can't imagine like a youthful girl like using this type of fragrance. Actually, this is more on the nighttime elegant side. Maybe somebody that's an adult, you know, that actually is going to go to a very expensive restaurant or an evening time gala. Because as you can tell with the appearance of cashmere musks as well as peach, a soft peach that blends well with this, this does not translate to youthfulness to me. Or maybe that is Kurkdjian's youth, but for me, first impression, definitely nighttime elegant, you know, more mature, like at least like an adult, like I said, type of woman, not your typical 16 to 18-year-olds just having fun, going to the roller skating rink, not like that whatsoever. This brings a lot of elegance into the table because of these intro notes. Okay, now let's talk about initial sillage and projection of Kurky right here. This fragrance is actually a nice, comforting, lingering scent. And I feel like this is a fragrance that people will smell. I mean, definitely. Because musks, although it might not feel strong or potent, there's actually a low-key strength that you get with musks. I mean, my friend, he wears Byredo Animalique, and I think he doesn't think that it's a beast, but it's actually pretty beastly when you smell it in front of him or around him, right? So this definitely will get the attention of people around you. But like I said, it's soft, it's elegant, it's comforting, mostly for the wearer. So I would say this is a good sillage and projection. It's not an attention grabber, like a desperate attention grabber, but it will as well. So pretty decent sillage and projection. Okay, so now let's head into the mid of this fragrance, guys. And the mid is actually very seamless. The transition into the mid is seamless. Maybe you won't even catch the difference. This intro, like I said, of these really nice cashmere musks now transitions into ethyl maltol, all right? And I'm really glad that I saw that on the literature, because when I smelled the mid of this fragrance, which for me pops out in like an hour into the fragrance, it reminded me of a Raja. I think it was a Oud Extraordinaire that had a lot of ethyl maltol. And ethyl maltol is used for a cotton candy accord, all right? So if you can just imagine the smell of cotton candy and the transition of the cashmere musks plus the peach into the cotton candy, it's pretty seamless, all right? But for me, I was like, man, this smells like a cotton candy accord for sure. And then true enough, I found out ethyl maltol is in the mix. Now, there's also a tutti frutti accord where you have really these soft, mixed, like fruity notes, raspberry, blueberry, pear. They're all mixed into this ethyl maltol cotton candy feel, so that it's actually pretty seamless on the mid. Now, the mid definitely does have a lot more fruitiness compared to the singular peach and musks of the intro, so you'll get a little bit more fruitiness here. But again, cotton candy accord, the feel of that, the comforting feel, still is very predominant in Kurky. So that comforting embrace that you got, that cashmere embrace, continues on even with the cotton candy accord of this fragrance. Okay, so now let's talk about the dry down of Kurky right here. Now, before I do that, I'm gonna address the performance, all right? Because a lot of people, I mean, really have been giving this fragrance negative feedback just on the first week of release. And basically it's as bad as saying, you know, the fragrance is gone. It disappeared within an hour or less than that. All right, now we all know that's not true, and I really don't even want to blame skin chemistry at this point if you're going to say something absurd like that. To me, it's just people giving impressions, okay? I put my time to actually test the performance of these fragrances. I don't wear them, go around the mall and go wherever else and forget about it and then just say, oh, it was gone in like 4 hours. I actually track the performances of these fragrances that I review. And this one prominently, I can confidently say lasted up to 10 hours. All right. So The Tutti Frutti Accord, the Cotton Candy Accord, definitely still pretty prominent in this fragrance up to 10 hours, guys. Now, the dry down of this fragrance, not as interesting as the first and second parts. And again, this is a typical, type of structure that I've seen in a lot of femme fragrances, where a lot of the interesting stuff is in the first and middle parts. Now, this dry down right here, basically musk, vanilla, sandalwood, nothing too crazy. Even the vanilla is a soft vanilla. It's not a strong vanilla. So it's mostly clean. It's mostly a clean musk, sandalwood, dry down, slight vanilla. And this dry down starts at the 7-hour mark of wearing this fragrance. So 7 to 10, still a prominent part that you can smell the dry down in a nice, lingering, comforting stage. So again, I'm debunking it right there. This did not die within like 2 hours or 1 hour upon wearing this fragrance. And mind you, this is something that I do admit, is that this thing has a very small sprayer. And even when I'd spray like 5 or 6 times, I would get very good performance on that. And we all know that the full bottle sprayer, depending on, which company has it, could be stronger with a lot more juice. So it might even give you better performance than what I report. Now, again, the total performance though, the interesting thing about the total performance of this fragrance was that it went past 12 hours to me. Okay, 10 hours of really prominent scent, and then 10 to 12 to 13, it's just the sweet musks, the clean sandalwood musks combination are still just gonna stick to your skin way past that. Which, I don't know if that even matters to you guys, because to me, if you're gonna wear this at a nighttime elegant function, 10 hours is more than enough to bring that impression. Okay, the Tutti Frutti, comforting musks, and the Cotton Candy Accord, that's more than enough. I feel like the 12-hour mark is past your bedtime already. But to me, the musky part definitely lasted past 12 hours on this one. Okay, so what do I think of this fragrance, Kurky by Maison Francis Kurkdjian? First and foremost, guys, I feel like this is another push into the musky realm of femme perfumes, okay? And there's just a lot nowadays with very interesting twists, and most of them are actually these like soft, well blended in musky perfumes. I would say that this is one of them, but this is more on the fruity, musky side. But the thing that will never go away is basically the musks that envelope you throughout the entire experience of wearing this perfume. And like I said, the big thing is that it didn't smell youthful to me. Okay, definitely this is a more elegant nighttime upscale grabber in terms of the usage, and definitely I would say indoor, elegant nighttime occasions, or maybe even like a gala. If you want to go upscale, semi-formal to formal as a woman, definitely this is something that you can wear. I do not, think of this fragrance as something you can wear hanging out with your girlfriends at brunch. It's just too musky. It's too musky. Starts with peach, which is not generally a mood enhancing fruity note. And even the rest of the notes have cotton candy accords, musks, more musks, sandalwood, and vanilla. So this is definitely a more upscale grabber fragrance. Mostly, I would say, even for cooler weather or AC environments. This fragrance, Kurky, to me is a grower, all right? This is not a fragrance that, in my opinion, will blow your socks off like right from the get-go, first spray, and you're going gaga over it. I don't think so. This is a grower. It's something that the more you wear it, feels like it's part of your skin, part of your mood. If you like elegant nighttime occasions, you'll feel that with Kurky. And also, this is going to be more functional. It's something you can actually use, not just a display prop in your many fragrance collections. I mean, definitely this is something you can use if you always go to really nice, upscale, elegant locations, all right? This utilizes the same old, cashmere musk feel with a little bit of cotton candy, a little bit of low-key fruitiness, and then of course your typical sandalwood musk ending. All right, so very, very usable fragrance. And if we look at the cost of this fragrance, guys, not bad. $250 for 70 ml. Like I said, if you like it, you like musky fragrances, give it a shot. Hit up Bernie, like I said. Maybe you can order like an MFK fragrance or what have you from Nordstrom through Bernie and ask for a sample of Kurky so you guys can try it as well. Okay, I'm gonna give his details below. But to me, it's a grower. It's not bad. We should stop treating fragrance releases like they're blockbuster movies. I feel like it's like that nowadays, right? Like there's a new fragrance from so-and-so house and people are treating it like the next Marvel release. And, you know, people are hitting it like Rotten Tomatoes, you know, like the Rotten meter. This one, not super crazy good, but it's just something really functional. It's made for a woman to wear in elegant nighttime occasions, plain and simple. Okay, utilizing the comfort of musk. All right, and that is it. That is my no hype review on this fragrance, Maison Francis Kurkdjian Kurky. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think of this fragrance. I'm sure by now some of y'all have tried it. What do you guys think? All right, good or bad or ugly? Let me know in the comments below. There's no right or wrong answers. However, I do urge everyone to be respectful to others and myself as well, all right? Because I'm taking time out to do this for you guys as well, all right? So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you, Bernie, again. I will link his stuff below, his details below, if you would like to contact him. I will see you guys on the next video. God bless. Take care. Peace.